On this episode of CTV, we take an inside look at the required vaccine for upcoming seniors, enrollment for new classes, and the oh-so-cold Polar Plunge. All this and more on this week's CTV. Just a couple days until most of us enroll in classes for next school year. That's when we're settled on an academy and pathway. CTV's Allison Reagan talked to students about how they feel about the academies.
Many students we talked to wondered where the academies came from.
Well, the academies got started by us taking a look at the Ford Next Generation Learning. There's been several people that have made a trip to Nashville, Tennessee to look at Nashville public schools, and who they've kind of perfected the model in which we've kind of developed ours out of. And so we really studied and looked at schools and talked to people and talked to ambassadors and talked to everyone that we could actually talk to. And then we started putting our stamp on how we wanted it to look like in the ISD.
We learned how students feel about the academies depends on what grade level they're in. Freshmen will have more experience with the program. Many feel that the academies are a good idea and they will help them get farther in life.
I think it's a good idea because if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to be able to know what you're doing, taking the academies. And I mean, it's cool because I didn't know what I was going to do, and now I do from the academies, so I can take those classes in the future.
The sophomores we talked to say that the academies can give them an advantage when it comes to college.
I do like the academies. I think that you get a good experience with them. It helps a lot when, for a lot of people who want to go to college, because you can get some of those college credits before you actually have to go to college, and you can you can have them when you graduate, and then you don't have to make it up when you go to college. So there's less time you have to be in college.
Some juniors have mixed feelings about the academies since they only have 1 year at the program.
That they're making us pick one whenever, some things, there's stuff you just don't want to do.
There's always going to be disadvantages with any new program, but the one main disadvantage I see is that our kids that'll be seniors won't get to experience it for 4 years, and they're only going to get a small portion of that academy work and that academy training. So it really is a disadvantage for them, but that's truly the only disadvantage that I see with us moving to college and career readiness and making sure kids are ready for the workforce and giving kids options and ways to graduate high school.
Many seniors wish that the academies would have started earlier.
It's gonna not be good for seniors this year because they don't get to have the experience of college classes, and then they have to pay for the college classes once they get to college, so they don't get free college classes while still in high school like the freshmen and underclassmen do.
For Kinsey Goen, I'm Allison Reagan reporting for CTV.
This week, we're starting a new segment here on CTV to give you a glimpse inside classrooms at Chrisman. We're calling it Inside the Classroom. This week, we feature two teachers. In Miss Rogers' Spanish for Native Speakers, her students recently did weather presentations in fluent Spanish. And Mr. Wells' freshman English class put Romeo and Juliet on in 5 minutes or less. Listen up, juniors. You've just heard the announcements, but have you really paid attention? You might have to get 2 shots before you can return for your senior year. CTV's Janelle McKelvey tells us why.
The state of Missouri is now requiring all incoming seniors to receive a meningococcal vaccine before the 2016-17 school year.
This is something that it's preventable, so that's why they want to get everyone on board.
If you have not received your first dose before the age of 16, you are required to get 2 doses.
This disease is very gross, and if it came down to it, I would gladly get 2 doses.
Some potential side effects from the shot include high fever, chills, and nausea.
Soreness, redness, or swelling where the immunization was given, tiredness or fatigue, headache, muscle or joint pain, fever or chills, nausea or diarrhea.
Nurse Brackenberry says these side effects are better than the alternative.
The disease hits so fast, people can be dead in less than 24 hours.
Chrisman will hold a free clinic for the students who need the vaccine on Thursday, February 18th. For Adrian Bell, I'm Janelle McKelvey reporting for CTV.
Every year, Chrisman's theater department puts on a winter play. This year is A Dark and Stormy Night. CTV's Alexis Ingram tells us more.
Didn't you hear me?
Every year, the William Chrisman Theater Department puts on a winter play.
This year's is A Dark and Stormy Night, a hair-raising story, but the cast and crew say that the humor definitely makes up for the creepy aspects.
The show is, I want to call it a creepy comedy. There's a lot of comedy in it, but it is a dark and stormy night, and crazy people end up showing up at this inn, seeking shelter because the roads are washed out, and the people that live there are absolutely insane. One guy is searching for a lady that left him years ago, and he's putting other women in their place.
I thought one of them might be the most unusual patient.
The characters in A Dark and Stormy Night stick out more than the story itself.
I am Uncle Silas, and I'm the old man that likes to crawl around the house and escape from Ebenezer.
Ebenezer Saltmarsh, he's like a crotchety old man who has a perchance for doing felonies and getting drunk.
I thought Uncle Silas was too weak to wander.
Months of hard work pays off this weekend. The play runs through Saturday, and tickets are $5 at lunch and $6 at the door. We hope to see you there. This is Alexis Ingram for CTV.
Where do you suppose he's trying to get? I don't suppose he's trying to get anywhere.
Stay tuned, Bears. After the break, one of our fellow students rants about school spirit, and we get a look at students jumping into the lake in the middle of winter. All this and more after the break.
I choose not to smoke because not only is it a good decision for my health, but it affects everyone around me. I have nieces and nephews and a little brother, and I want to be that good role model that I never had access to.
Smoking is really, really bad for cystic fibrosis patients. I actually have a problem where when I'm exposed to cigarette smoke, even if it's just a single cigarette, my lungs will actually start bleeding. The blood vessels inside the lungs burst, and it just fills my lungs with blood and can become fatal very fast.
They might not think it affects other people, but the secondhand smoke can definitely affect everybody around them.
When you choose to smoke, it's not just because it's your right to smoke, you're also taking away other people's right to clean air.
In media, it used to be portrayed as something cool that everyone did, and now it needs to be portrayed as what it truly is, which is a danger to our health and everyone around us. It's not something that should be encouraged, it's something that we need to see the truth behind.
We just had Kindness Week here at Chrisman. Did you participate? CTV's Nicole Blanchard looks at the activities Stuco organized and the motivation behind the week.
Last week, Student Council organized Kindness Week as a full week of intentional kindness at Chrisman.
We do Spirit Week, we have the Kindness Tree, we have the kindness activities to do, the 50 things you got in first hour.
Students participated in Spirit Days and donated specific items on each day.
For Kindness Week, I donated school supplies whenever it was the Nerd Day.
Other ways Bears showed kindness included a kindness tree and flowers. Some students even extended Kindness Week beyond the walls of Chrisman.
We went to Bingham for enough, and we told the kids about bullying and how bullying is bad, and we talked also about Kindness Week and what the kids should be doing to be kind to each other.
Even though it only comes once a school year, students and staff say Kindness Week is a great reminder about the power of kindness.
It's just a week to remember to be kind to each other.
I feel like Kindness Week is an important reminder, I guess, for everyone here at Chrisman or just anyone in general, just to be a kind person, and just a little compliment or any kind word to another will make their day.
I'm Nicole Blanchard reporting for CTV.
In wintertime, dip in the lake might sound good, unbearable, but some Chrisman students did it willingly last weekend. CTV's Kylie Moore fills us in on the annual Polar Plunge.
The Polar Plunge is a group of students and other volunteers that want to raise awareness by jumping into Longview Lake, which is a freezing cold lake in the middle of the winter for Special Olympics and special needs.
Students who participated in the Polar Plunge did so for different reasons.
I think it is for a good cause, and I want to help others that are in need and less fortunate than I am.
Because I feel like I can be a major impact on raising awareness.
The ways that we're raising money for that is the Chrisman commode that you might have seen going around. Teachers sit on a toilet and they have to pay money to get it out of their room. And also we're just collecting money at lunch.
It's really expensive. It's like $50 for students. So the money that we have gained from the Chrisman commode has definitely helped with paying for me to plunge.
Chrisman students and staff raised $315 for Special Olympics. For Emily Brigard, I'm Kylie Moore, reporting for CTV.
Thank you, Alan. Nice job.
First semester was marching season. This semester, the Chrisman Band brings things indoors for concert and contest season. CTV's Adriana Tonga looks at the transition.
Going into the concert season, many of the band students are excited and nervous for the new music they are required to learn. It's something that can become difficult while balancing their schoolwork.
I think we're all preparing well as a group. There's like individual parts where we could work on by ourselves, but we're coming together well.
While the students are doing their part, the band teachers work to encourage and motivate the students to do well during concert and contest season.
So far, so good. I think most everybody's understanding what we're doing, and we're trying to get everybody to buy in 100% of the way.
Even though the preparations are just the beginning, band members are hopeful for a successful concert and contest season.
I expect us to get a 2 would be good for our level as a result, but I mean, a 1 is always really nice.
With Christian Borton, I'm Adriana Tonga, reporting for CTV.
We all possess opinions, but how good are you at backing yours up? Some students here at Chrisman do it for the sport. CTV's Brian Tanis checks in on the debate team.
Here at Chrisman, we got with the members of debate and asked them what debate is in their own words.
Debate is when you go to other schools or places to compete against other students and you converse about controversial topics.
Using logical facts to defeat your opponent.
I think debate is something that teaches you how to use your own information towards achieving a goal or persuading other people on their own topic.
In tournaments, there's a whole variety of topics that are used.
Topics can range from anywhere from stem cell research to Russia topics and China.
The policy topic is the resolution is the United States federal government should substantially curtail its domestic surveillance.
While competing, students are expected to dress professionally.
Yes, and dress code is very strict. It has to be formal. It can't be casual. You have to look like you're about to be a lawyer. It has to be very serious.
You have to dress professional and look the best you can.
We asked the members of debate if they had any advice for anyone who would be willing to join debate.
Don't be afraid, even though it's something new and maybe outside of your comfort zone. It's definitely something that's going to be able to help you in your future. It's something that can help you develop crucial speaking skills, and it's something that can help you for jobs and anything else in your future.
Getting ready for a debate, because in preparation you have to not only prepare your speech and make 3 points, but you also have to memorize how you'll say this, or you have to be able to word your sentences out right.
I would say to not get frustrated if you don't do as well as you think you're going to. Always take your criticism and make improvements.
For Elsa Molin, I'm Brian Tanis reporting for CTV.
Last week we had a Spirit Week for Kindness Week, but hardly anyone participated. CTV's Brittany Stinson gives her opinions on how much spirit Chrisman has.
This week on Poking the Bear, we talk about no spirit on Spirit Weeks. Something about people not having spirit that really irritates me is that student council goes through so much to set all this stuff up, goes through so much to say what we would enjoy most, and then no one does it. It's really irritating. People don't have school spirit because it's like, take pride in your school. Have fun. It is high school. You're not going to get any more of this, and especially seniors. Seniors, you need to step your game up. I mean, come on now. It is our last year here. You need to be excited about this. Have fun. Thanks.
That's it for this week's CTV. I'm Kinsey Goen. As always, be a bear.